It's 2 in the morning. You're lying awake. Again. Your phone glows on the nightstand. You told yourself you wouldn't check it, but you do. Another LinkedIn post. Another story about AI doing someone's job faster, cheaper, better. ChatGPT writing marketing copy in seconds. AI analyzing data that took your team weeks. Algorithms making decisions you spent years learning to make. Your heart races, not from coffee, from fear. You think about your mortgage, your kid's college fund, that promotion you've been working toward, and you wonder, am I next? Will there be a place for me in 5 years? 3 years? Next year? If you've ever felt this fear, this video is for you. Because here's the truth nobody's talking about. The question isn't whether AI will change everything. It already has. The real question is this: what can you offer that a machine never will? Today, we're diving deep into Human Edge in the AI Age by Nitin Seth, a former CEO who's lived through massive technological disruption and discovered the 6 essential skills that make humans irreplaceable. This isn't just theory. This is your survival guide, your blueprint, your way forward. So grab your coffee, silence your phone, and let's discover what makes you uniquely, powerfully, irreplaceably human. Chapter 2. Direct answer, the core message. So what exactly is the human edge? Here's the answer in plain English. The human edge is your ability to do what artificial intelligence cannot: feel deeply, connect authentically, think creatively, make ethical choices, adapt with purpose, and lead with meaning. While AI excels at processing information and executing tasks, it cannot replicate human empathy, moral reasoning, genuine relationships, creative innovation, or purpose-driven leadership. Nitin Seth argues that your career security in the AI age doesn't come from competing with machines on their terms. It comes from doubling down on distinctly human capabilities that algorithms will never master. The book provides a practical framework for identifying, developing, and leveraging these irreplaceable human qualities in your professional life. In other words, stop trying to beat AI at being AI. Instead, become more human than ever before, because that's where your real power lives. Let me break down exactly what that means through 6 transformative skills that will define your success in the next decade. Chapter 3. Skill number 1. Emotional intelligence over algorithms. Meet Sarah. She's a high school counselor in Columbus, Ohio. Last month, her district introduced an AI system that could predict which students were at risk of dropping out. The algorithm was impressive, analyzing attendance, grades, behavior reports, even social media activity. The data flagged Marcus, a junior with falling grades. The AI recommendation: intensive remedial program, more structure, stricter monitoring. But Sarah knew Marcus. She'd watched him come to school exhausted for weeks. She noticed the new responsibility in his eyes, the way he checked his phone anxiously between classes. So she called him in, not to lecture, to listen. Turns out Marcus's mom had been diagnosed with MS. He was working evenings at Walmart to help with medical bills, falling asleep in class because he was up until midnight doing homework after his shift. The AI saw a failing student. Sarah saw a son holding his family together. She didn't need a stricter program. He needed flexibility, support, someone who saw his strength, not just his struggles. That's emotional intelligence, and no algorithm will ever replicate it. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is your ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in yourself and others. It's reading the room, sensing what's not being said, knowing when someone needs encouragement versus when they need space, understanding that data tells you what is happening, but empathy tells you why. Nitin Seth emphasizes that in a world where AI handles information, humans must master emotion. Because here's the thing, people don't follow data. They follow people who make them feel understood, valued, and heard. Your boss doesn't just need accurate reports. She needs to know you understand the pressure she's under. Your client doesn't just want results. They want to feel confident you have their back. Your team doesn't need perfect processes. They need to believe you care about them as people, not just productivity units. AI can analyze sentiment in text, but it cannot feel the weight of someone's worry. It cannot offer genuine comfort. It cannot build the trust that makes teams thrive. Here's what you can do today, right now, to strengthen your emotional intelligence. Action 1. Practice active listening. Tomorrow, in your next conversation, try this. Put your phone face down. Close your laptop. Look the person in the eye. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. Notice their body language. Hear the emotion behind their words. Ask one follow-up question that shows you are really listening. That sounds stressful. How are you managing it? Watch what happens. You'll stand out in a world where everyone's half present. Action 2. Build your emotion vocabulary. Most of us use the same 5 emotion words: happy, sad, angry, tired, fine. But emotions are complex. Start expanding your vocabulary. Instead of "I'm stressed," try "I'm overwhelmed by competing priorities," or "I'm anxious about disappointing people." The more precisely you can name emotions, the better you can manage them in yourself and help others manage theirs. The takeaway. 1. AI processes feelings. Humans feel them. That difference is your superpower. 2. In a data-driven world, empathy is your competitive advantage. 3. People will forget your presentations, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. When was the last time someone truly listened to you? No phone, no distractions, just presence. How did it make you feel? And when was the last time you gave that gift to someone else? Drop your story in the comments. Let's remind each other what real human connection looks like. Chapter 4. Skill number 2. Creative problem solving. It's 2019, Austin, Texas. James runs a small coffee roasting business. 20 employees, razor-thin margins, big chains on every corner. Everyone told him to optimize, cut costs, automate, use AI for inventory management, customer targeting, predictive analytics. He did all that. It helped, but it wasn't enough. He was still just another coffee company in a crowded market. Then one day, James noticed something. His roastery was near a community college. Every afternoon, students would come in, order the cheapest drink possible, and camp out for hours studying. The data said they were bad customers, low spend, high table time. The AI recommendation: limit Wi-Fi, add time restrictions, focus on high-value customers. But James thought differently.
But here's what happened. Those students started telling their friends, then their parents, then their professors. Local media covered the story. Coffee shop chooses community over profit. Within 6 months, James's brand became synonymous with supporting students. Morning and evening business exploded with customers who wanted to support a business that cared. Companies started booking his space for recruitment events, wanting to be associated with his values. Revenue increased 43%. Not from following the algorithm, from thinking like a human. Creative problem solving is your ability to see solutions that don't exist in the data, to make connections that algorithms miss, to ask "what if" when everyone else accepts that's how it's done. AI excels at optimization, making existing processes better, faster, cheaper. But humans excel at innovation, imagining entirely new approaches, questioning assumptions, combining unrelated ideas in surprising ways. Neaton Seth explains it like this: AI sees patterns in what has been. Creativity imagines what could be. Think about every major breakthrough in history. Someone looked at the same information everyone else had and thought differently. The Wright brothers didn't have better data than other inventors. They had a different perspective. Steve Jobs didn't invent touchscreens or digital music. He imagined how they could combine to change human behavior. Rosa Parks didn't have an algorithm telling her it was the right time. She had courage and creativity in how to challenge injustice. That's the human edge. AI can't do that. It can only recombine what it's been trained on. It cannot imagine what has never existed. The application. Want to develop your creative problem solving? Here's how to start. Action 1. Practice constraint-based thinking. Next time you face a problem, don't ask what's the best solution. Ask, what if I couldn't use the obvious solution? If you can't add budget, what then? If you can't add people, what then? Constraints force creativity. They push you past the first obvious answer to something genuinely innovative. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Write down 5 solutions. The first 3 will be obvious. 4 and 5 is where creativity lives. Action 2. Cross-pollinate your inputs. AI learns from narrow training data. You can learn from everything. Read books outside your field. Watch documentaries about topics you know nothing about. Talk to people who think differently than you. Your brain makes connections between unrelated information. That's where breakthrough ideas come from. The iPhone happened because Steve Jobs took a calligraphy class and 20 years later applied that aesthetic to technology. What seemingly unrelated knowledge can you acquire this week? The takeaway. AI optimizes the present. Humans imagine the future. The best solutions often come from asking different questions, not finding better answers. Your weird perspective isn't a liability, it's your innovation advantage. Interactive question. What's a problem at your work or in your life where the obvious solution isn't working? Share it in the comments. Maybe your fresh perspective is exactly what someone else needs to hear. Let's crowdsource some human creativity. Chapter 5. Skill number 3. Building authentic relationships. Denver, Colorado, 2023. Rachel is a freelance graphic designer. Good portfolio, competitive rates, professional website. But she's struggling. There are thousands of designers online. AI tools like Midjourney and DALL-E are generating decent designs in seconds. Clients are questioning why they should pay her rates. She's sending out 50 proposals a week, landing maybe one client. Then she tries something different. Instead of mass applying to jobs, she reaches out to 5 local small business owners, not with a sales pitch, with genuine interest. She asks about their challenges, their goals, what keeps them up at night. One owner, Mike, runs a landscaping company. He mentions struggling to communicate his eco-friendly approach to customers. Rachel doesn't immediately pitch her services. She sends him an article about sustainable business messaging. No invoice, no ask. 2 weeks later, she sees Mike struggling with his Google business photos. She offers a quick tip. Still no pitch. A month passes. Mike needs a rebrand. He has budget. He has 3 proposals from designers with better portfolios and lower prices. He calls Rachel. Why? Because she cared before she was paid. Because she invested in the relationship, not the transaction. And because when you need someone you can trust, you choose someone who's already proven they see you as a person, not a project. That was 3 years ago. Mike has referred Rachel to 15 other businesses. She no longer applies for jobs, she gets calls. Authentic relationships are connections built on genuine care, not transactional value. Here's the brutal truth about AI. It can mimic interaction, but it cannot care. It can generate personalized messages, but it has no genuine investment in your success. And people know the difference. Nitin Seth argues that in an age where algorithms can fake personalization, real human connection becomes infinitely more valuable. Think about your own life. Who do you turn to when things get hard? Not the most qualified person, the person who's shown they care. Who do you recommend? Not necessarily the cheapest or fastest option, the person you trust. Who do you want to work with? Not the most efficient, the people who make you feel valued. Relationships aren't networking. Networking is transactional. Collecting contacts, trading favors, building a Rolodex. Relationships are relational. Investing in people because you genuinely care about their well-being, regardless of immediate payoff. AI can manage your contact list. It cannot build trust. It cannot create loyalty. It cannot make someone feel truly seen and valued. That's all you. The application. Ready to build authentic relationships? Start here. Action 1. Practice the no ask touch. Once a week, reach out to someone in your network with zero agenda. Don't ask for anything. Don't pitch anything. Just add value. Share an article they'd find interesting. Congratulate them on a win you noticed. Introduce them to someone who could help them. Ask how they're really doing. Do this consistently for 6 months and watch your career transform. Not because you're manipulating people, but because you're investing in them. Action 2. Remember the details. When someone mentions their kid's soccer game, their parent's health issue, their upcoming presentation, put it in your phone. Follow up. Hey, how did Emma's game go? Thinking of you this week with your dad's surgery. You crushed that presentation. These tiny acts of remembering tell people they matter beyond their professional utility. AI can set reminders, but only you can deliver care that feels real because it is real. The takeaway. AI can scale connection. Only humans can create genuine relationship. In a transactional world, investing in people without immediate payoff is revolutionary. Your network isn't your net worth, your relationships are. Who's someone who invested in you before you could offer them anything in return? Maybe a teacher, a mentor, a colleague who helped when they didn't have to. Tag them or tell their story in the comments. Let's celebrate the people who showed us what authentic relationship looks like. Chapter 6. Skill number 4. Ethical decision-making.
Phoenix, Arizona, 2022. David is a data analyst for a healthcare company. His team develops algorithms that predict patient risk factors. One day, he notices something disturbing. The AI is consistently flagging patients in certain zip codes as high risk for non-compliance with treatment plans. Insurance costs for these patients are being adjusted accordingly. David digs deeper. Those zip codes? Predominantly Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. The AI isn't racist. It's just analyzing historical data. But that data reflects decades of systemic healthcare inequality. Transportation barriers, work schedule inflexibility, language access issues. The algorithm is technically accurate. It's predicting real patterns, but it's perpetuating injustice. David has a choice. Stay quiet, the system is working as designed, and he's just a mid-level analyst. Or speak up, risk his reputation, maybe his job, to question a multi-million-dollar system. He requests a meeting with leadership. He presents his findings. He explains that accurate prediction isn't the same as ethical prediction. It's uncomfortable. Some executives are defensive, but David persists. He proposes alternative models that account for systemic barriers rather than penalizing patients for them. It takes months, but eventually the company revises its approach, not because the AI was wrong, but because David insisted on asking whether "can we" should always mean "should we." That's ethical decision-making, and it's uniquely human. Ethical decision-making is the ability to choose right over easy, to consider impact beyond metrics, to ask "should we," not just "can we." AI has no conscience. It optimizes for the objective function it's given: maximum profit, minimum cost, highest efficiency. But humans can ask bigger questions. Is this fair? Who gets hurt? What are the unintended consequences? Does this align with our values? Nitin Seth emphasizes that as AI handles more decisions, human judgment becomes crucial for ensuring those decisions serve humanity, not just algorithms. Consider this. An AI can maximize engagement on social media, but it can't question whether maximizing engagement by promoting outrage is good for society.
An AI can optimize hiring by identifying patterns in successful employees. But it can't recognize when those patterns exclude qualified candidates from underrepresented groups. An AI can increase profits by cutting corners, but it can't weigh short-term gain against long-term trust. Every day, you face decisions where the efficient choice isn't the right choice, where the data says one thing but your gut says another, where optimizing one metric would hurt people in ways that don't show up in spreadsheets. Those moments define your human edge. Because ultimately, people don't follow perfect algorithms. They follow people they trust to do the right thing, even when it's hard. The application. Here's how to strengthen your ethical decision-making. Action 1. Use the front page test. Before making a questionable decision, ask yourself, would I be comfortable with this decision on the front page of the newspaper with my name attached? If you have to justify it with, well, technically it's not illegal, or everyone else does it, that's your conscience talking. Listen to it. Your reputation takes years to build and seconds to destroy. Make choices you can defend with pride, not legal technicalities. Action 2. Seek diverse perspectives. Our blind spots are biggest when we're surrounded by people who think like us. Before major decisions, intentionally consult people with different backgrounds, values, and stakes in the outcome. Ask, who might this hurt, and what am I not seeing? This doesn't mean decision by committee. It means informed judgment. You'll make better decisions when you see the full picture, not just the view from your perspective. The takeaway. AI optimizes, humans judge. That difference matters more than ever. Your willingness to choose right over easy defines your long-term value. The questions you ask are more important than the answers algorithms provide. Have you ever had to make a decision where doing the right thing was harder than doing the easy thing? What did you choose and what did you learn? Your story might give someone else the courage they need. Share it below. Chapter 7, Skill Number 5, Adaptability and Continuous Learning. Portland, Oregon, 2020. Maria is a wedding photographer for 12 years. She's good, booked solid every weekend. Life is predictable. Then COVID hits. Weddings cancel. Her entire income disappears overnight. She has two options: wait for things to go back to normal or adapt. Maria chooses adaptation. She notices couples are still getting engaged, still announcing pregnancies, still celebrating milestones. They just can't do it in person. So she pivots. She offers virtual photo sessions, guiding couples through at-home shoots via video call, then editing their phone photos professionally. She starts a YouTube channel, teaching photography basics to people stuck at home with new cameras. She creates digital products, presets, guides, templates. It's terrifying. She's not a YouTuber. She's not a digital product creator. She's a wedding photographer. But she learns fast. By the time weddings resumed in 2021, Maria has built 3 new income streams. Her business is stronger than ever. Not because COVID was good, but because she refused to be rigid. Then, in 2023, AI photo editing tools explode. Her editing advantage shrinks. Again, Maria adapts. She doubles down on what AI can't do: the personal touch, the consultation, understanding what makes each couple unique, the experience, not just the deliverable. Today, Maria charges triple her 2019 rates, not for better photos, for better understanding of her clients' stories. Adaptability is your ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn, to embrace change instead of resisting it, to see disruption as opportunity, not threat. Nitin Seth makes a critical point. In the AI age, your college degree is your entry ticket, not your meal ticket. What you learned 5 years ago is already outdated. What you know today will be obsolete in 3 years. The question isn't what you know. It's how quickly you can learn what you need to know next. Think about it. Every single stable career path from 50 years ago has been disrupted. Factory workers replaced by automation. Travel agents replaced by websites. Taxi drivers disrupted by apps. Retail reshaped by e-commerce. But some people thrived through every disruption, not because they predicted the changes, because they adapted to them. The world's most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail, learn, and try differently. Your grandparents could learn one skill and write it for 40 years. You'll need to reinvent yourself every 5 years. That's not a bug, that's the new reality. The good news? Humans are neurologically wired for adaptation. Your brain can change at any age. You can learn new skills at 40, 50, 60, 70. AI is static until someone retrains it. You can retrain yourself every day.
The application. Want to become more adaptable? Here's your starting point. Action 1. Adopt the Learn by Friday habit. Every Monday, identify one skill you don't have that would make you more valuable. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's learning a keyboard shortcut that saves you time. Maybe it's understanding a new platform. Maybe it's reading about an adjacent industry. Then commit to learning it by Friday. 5 days, one focused effort. Do this for a year and you'll have learned 52 new things while your peers learned 0. Compound that over a decade. Action 2. Schedule comfort zone exits. Once a month, do something professionally uncomfortable. Speak up in a meeting where you usually stay quiet. Try a tool you've been avoiding. Reach out to someone intimidating. Take on a project outside your expertise. Discomfort is where growth lives. You're not looking for failure. You're building your figure-it-out muscle. That muscle matters more than any specific knowledge. The takeaway. Your degree shows what you learned. Your adaptability shows you can still learn. In a rapidly changing world, rigidity is a liability, and flexibility is currency. The most dangerous phrase in any language is "we've always done it this way." Interactive question. What's one skill you learned in the past year that you didn't think you'd need? Maybe you learned Zoom during the pandemic, or figured out TikTok for your business, or picked up AI tools. How did learning that change your perspective? Share below. Let's celebrate our collective adaptability. Chapter 8. Skill number 6. Purpose-driven leadership. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 2024. Kevin manages a team of 12 customer service reps for an insurance company. Last year, leadership implemented an AI chatbot that handles 80% of customer inquiries. The reps are demoralized. Their volume dropped. They wonder if they're next to be automated. Kevin could panic. He could become a cheerleader for the AI, pushing efficiency metrics. He could tighten control, micromanage, focus on productivity. Instead, he does something radical. He asks his team, "What can we do now that we couldn't do when we were drowning in routine questions?" The answers surprise him. Build real relationships with complex case customers. Create educational content so fewer people need to call in the first place. Identify systemic issues causing repeat calls and fix root problems. Mentor new hires. Develop empathy training. Kevin reframes his team's purpose. They're not order takers being replaced by bots. They're problem solvers handling the situations that require human judgment. He brings this vision to leadership. He shows how his team can add value AI can't. He proposes new metrics: customer satisfaction, issue resolution, first call completion, instead of just call volume. Leadership approves. Kevin's team transforms from cost center to strategic asset. 2 years later, when the company has layoffs in other departments, Kevin's team grows, not despite AI, but because Kevin led them to find their irreplaceable human value.
Purpose-driven leadership is the ability to help people find meaning in their work, to connect daily tasks to larger impact, to inspire commitment to something beyond paychecks. Here's what Nitin Seth emphasizes. AI can manage tasks. Only humans can inspire purpose. You don't need a fancy title to be a leader. Leadership is influence. It's helping people see possibility when they feel stuck. It's articulating a vision that makes the struggle worthwhile. Think about the best boss you've ever had. Chances are they weren't the smartest or most efficient. They were the one who made you feel like your work mattered, who believed in you when you doubted yourself, who connected your daily grind to something meaningful. Now, think about the worst boss you've had. Probably someone who saw you as a productivity unit, who managed by metrics without understanding humans, who optimized for numbers while losing the team. AI can do everything the bad boss does. Track your productivity, send reminders, assign tasks, enforce policies. But AI can never be the good boss. It can never understand your fear about your kid's health issue affecting your focus. It can never sense when you need encouragement versus when you need challenge. It can never inspire you to push through hard times because you believe in the mission. As AI automates management tasks, the leaders who thrive will be those who master the human elements: vision, inspiration, empathy, meaning-making. The application. You can start leading with purpose today, regardless of your job title. Action 1. Connect tasks to impact. This week, for everything you do, ask, who does this help? Then share that with others. If you're writing a report, don't just submit it, tell your team how this data will help make better decisions that affect customers. If you're troubleshooting a problem, explain how solving it creates a better experience for someone. When people see their work's impact beyond the task itself, engagement skyrockets. You don't need authority to do this. You just need awareness and communication. Action 2. Celebrate progress, not just completion. Start recognizing effort and growth, not just finished projects. When someone tries something new, acknowledge it. When the team pushes through a tough week, name it. I know this month has been brutal. I see you all showing up anyway. That matters. Purpose-driven leaders make people feel seen. Set a reminder on your phone to send one genuine appreciation message every day to a colleague, a team member, your boss, anyone. Specific appreciation, I noticed how you helped Sarah yesterday without being asked, builds culture that algorithms can never create. The takeaway? AI manages tasks. Humans inspire meaning. One is replaceable, the other never will be. Leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. The purpose you help others find becomes the legacy you leave. Who's a leader in your life who made you feel like you mattered? Not just as an employee or student, but as a person with potential. Share their name and what they did. Let's honor the people who showed us what real leadership looks like. Tag them if they're on YouTube. They deserve to know their impact. Chapter 9. Frequently asked questions. Let's tackle the questions you're probably thinking right now. Question 1. How do I stay consistent with developing these skills when I'm already overwhelmed with daily work? I hear you. You're already juggling too much. The last thing you need is another self-improvement project on your to-do list. But here's the reframe. You're not adding work. You're doing your existing work differently. Emotional intelligence doesn't require extra time. It requires presence. You're already having conversations. Just be more present in them. Creative problem solving doesn't need separate sessions. Apply it to the problems you're already solving. Authentic relationships aren't built in networking events. They're built in the margins. The 30 seconds you spend asking how someone really is. The 2 minutes writing a genuine thank you. Start with one skill,
Just one. Pick the one that resonates most with you. For the next 30 days, focus only on that. Not all 6, just one. Practice it in situations you're already in. After 30 days, it becomes a habit. Then add another. The goal isn't perfection in all 6 areas. It's progress in being more human in how you already show up. Question 2. What if I work in a highly technical field? Don't I need to focus on keeping up with technology rather than soft skills?
This might be the most important question in this entire video. Because yes, technical skills matter. You absolutely need to understand the tools of your trade, including AI tools. But here's what's happening. Technical skills are getting easier to learn and easier to automate. 10 years ago, coding was a rare, valuable skill. Today, AI can write basic code. 20 years ago, knowing Excel macros made you indispensable. Today, it's expected baseline. The technical floor keeps rising, but it's also getting crowded. Everyone has access to the same tools, the same training, the same AI assistance. Technical competence is necessary, but no longer sufficient. What sets you apart is how you apply technical skills with human judgment. Your ability to understand what problem actually needs solving. Your capacity to explain technical solutions to non-technical stakeholders. Your judgment about when to use technology and when human touch matters more. The most successful people in technical fields aren't the best coders or analysts. They're the ones who combine technical skill with emotional intelligence, who can lead teams, who make ethical decisions about technology application. Don't choose between technical and human skills. Master both. The combination is your unfair advantage. Question 3. Isn't AI going to keep getting better? Won't it eventually replicate these human skills too? Honestly, maybe. Nobody knows for certain where AI development leads. But here's what we know right now. AI can mimic emotional responses, but it doesn't feel. It can generate creative outputs, but it doesn't experience wonder or frustration or breakthrough insight. It can optimize relationships, but it has no stake in whether you succeed or fail. It can follow ethical rules, but it has no conscience wrestling with hard choices. It can adapt its responses, but it has no existential need to grow. It can articulate vision, but it has no personal investment in meaning. Could that change? Perhaps. But even if it does, here's the crucial point. You're not in competition with hypothetical future AI. You're building your career in the world that exists right now. And in this world, these human skills are your advantage. Develop them now. Even if AI eventually advances, you'll have spent years becoming a more effective, connected, purposeful human being. That's never wasted effort. And frankly, the people who thrive through any disruption are those who double down on their unique strengths, not those who spend all their energy worrying about hypothetical competition. Question 4. I've already been replaced by automation once. How do I trust that investing in these skills will actually protect my career? First, I'm sorry you experienced that. Being displaced is traumatic, and no amount of career advice erases that pain. Your skepticism is earned. But here's the difference. When you were displaced before, it was probably because your role was primarily task-based, specific, repeatable actions that automation could replicate. What we're talking about now is fundamentally different. These aren't skills for doing tasks. They're skills for navigating uncertainty, building trust, creating value that's contextual and relational. Could these eventually be automated? Maybe, in some form. But the timeline is much, much longer. More importantly, these skills transfer. Even if your specific job changes, your ability to understand people, think creatively, adapt quickly, and lead with purpose makes you valuable in any role, any industry, any context. The people who struggle most through disruption are those with narrow, task-specific skills and rigid thinking. The people who thrive are those who've built a portfolio of human capabilities that work everywhere. You're not investing in job security, you're investing in career resilience. There's no such thing as a guaranteed safe job anymore, but there is such a thing as a person who can figure it out no matter what changes. Become that person.
These 6 skills are how you do it. Chapter 10, final takeaway, your irreplaceable value. So, here we are. You started this video at 2 in the morning, metaphorically speaking. Worried, anxious, wondering if there's a place for you in a world that's changing faster than you can keep up. Let me tell you what Nitin Seth wants you to know, what I need you to hear. The AI age isn't about humans versus machines. It's about humans plus machines, but only if you know what humans bring to the equation. You're not valuable because you can do what AI does, but better. You're valuable because you can do what AI will never do at all. You can feel the weight of someone's worry and offer genuine comfort. You can imagine solutions that don't exist in any dataset. You can invest in relationships that might never pay off because you actually care about people. You can choose right over profitable because your conscience demands it. You can learn, unlearn, and relearn because growth is part of being alive. You can inspire people to push through difficulty because you help them see meaning in the struggle. These aren't nice-to-have soft skills. These are the essential human capabilities that will define success in every profession, every industry, every level. Let me bring this home with one final story. In 2023, a major tech company ran an experiment. They had AI analyze decades of their most successful projects to identify success patterns. The AI found them: specific resource allocations, timeline structures, team compositions that correlated with success. Then they gave new projects to 2 types of teams. Half followed the AI optimizations exactly, half had human leaders who could override the AI when their judgment suggested something different. After 2 years, you know what they found? The AI-optimized projects performed fine. Safe, predictable, incremental improvements. But every breakthrough innovation came from the human-led teams, the ones who saw opportunities the algorithm missed, who took risks that didn't fit the pattern, who built team dynamics that spreadsheets couldn't capture, who cared more about impact than optimization. That's your edge. Right there. Not in being anti-AI, in being distinctly human while using AI as a tool. Here's what I need you to do. First, stop trying to compete with AI on its terms. You'll lose. AI will always be faster at processing data, more consistent at routine tasks, cheaper at scale. Instead, double down on your humanity. Get better at the things that make you irreplaceably human. Second, pick one skill from this video. Just one. Not all 6. One that resonated with you. That moment where you thought, yeah, I need to work on that. Write it down. Right now, before you click to the next video, write it in the comments. Make it real. Then for the next 30 days, practice it intentionally. Every single day. In small ways. If it's emotional intelligence, practice presence in one conversation each day. If it's creativity, challenge one assumption every day. If it's relationships,
If it's ethics, pause before one decision and ask if it's right, not just efficient. If it's adaptability, learn one new thing every week. If it's leadership, help one person see meaning in their work daily. 30 days, one skill, intentional practice. Do that and you'll feel the shift. You'll notice people responding differently to you, opportunities opening up, confidence building. Because here's the secret nobody tells you. Your anxiety about AI isn't really about AI. It's about uncertainty, about feeling unprepared for change, about wondering if you matter. The antidote isn't trying to predict the future or master every technology. The antidote is becoming so grounded in your human value that you can adapt to whatever comes. These 6 skills, emotional intelligence, creative problem-solving, authentic relationships, ethical decision-making, adaptability, and purpose-driven leadership. They're not just career strategies. They're life skills. They make you better at being human. Better partner,
better parent, better friend, better community member. They make you the kind of person people want to work with, learn from, and be around. And no algorithm will ever replicate that. So stop asking if AI will replace you. Start asking, am I becoming more human or less? Am I building connection or hiding behind screens? Am I growing or stagnating? Am I leading with purpose or just executing tasks? Those answers determine your future, not AI's capabilities, yours. You've got this. I believe in you. Not because you're going to outcompute the computers, but because you're human, and that is your superpower. Now go use it. Closing. If this video helped you see your value differently, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with other people who need to hear it. Subscribe to Ladder Up English. We're building a community of people who are becoming more skilled, more human, and more confident every single day. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. We're breaking down the books that matter, the skills that last, and the mindset that wins. Drop a comment telling me which of these 6 skills you're going to work on. Let's build accountability together. Share this video with one person who's worried about their career in the AI age. Be the friend who helps them see their irreplaceable value. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for investing in becoming more human in an automated world. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep laddering up.